Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Innofunni experience. We're going to be revisiting a time when I was at the peak of my power. Back then, I tired of this game and toyed with whoever my opponent was. My goal here was to win in devastating fashion, where the only units I could research were cloaks. They're hard to get and have about zero defense. This was something I'd called torturing randoms of cloaks. At the time, it was just a way for me to spite the O1 Turtle Man, my bitter rival. As the challenge begins, my capital compliments a vast bounty of fruits. We only really need to get to level 3 here because what are we doing past that? Getting a giant? I don't think so. Our second city doesn't really comply with us, so we abandon it for a ruin. Tactical fishing ruin, of course. Really, we could use the village perfectly, but if we get it, that means diplomacy is more expensive, thus delayed. Also delaying our cloaks, which is completely unacceptable. We skip the village. Then, just a few turns later, we meet our opponent. There he is, the Turtle Man. He also picked the mountain ruin instead of going for the village. That just means I'm going to be able to take it right from him. The swordsman is a problem, but we have diplomacy. And it's here he attacks me. And I do something very strange. I just walk away. And I just train another defender. He heals. The village is mine. The warrior picks up that village from earlier. We pick up our explorer. We're going to see everything there is to see. Archers? Nothing the cloaks can't deal with. There it is, the most fantastic of all units. The cloak on our capital. Our opponent should know. It's all over. There's absolutely nothing he can do. But I start to worry. He's surrounding our villages. He took that ruin earlier. He's captured the city in the center of the map as well. Is it possible that he knows what we're up to? Was the challenge doomed from the beginning? It's all I can think about. The O1 Turtle Man is known throughout the Polytopia community for his involvement in strategy developments and game analysis, particularly focused on advanced gameplay techniques. Was I a fool for thinking Adver stood a chance here? No. Innofunni is an Elo Titan. Innofunni, playing this game, was the triple champ. There was nothing I couldn't do right now. Defeating even a player such as the O1 Turtle Man was not beyond my abilities, especially with only cloaks. Innofunni states, all the map belongs to me. Every village is mine. There are only those I have now, and those that are temporarily occupied. Following our tactical fishing ruin, we get a tactical whaling ruin for this drylands map. The whaling ruin allows us to, so our most precious of units moves into the center of the game, and sees that they have a second gifted swordsman who's claimed a village. Unfortunately for them, the swordsman is no match for a cloak. Against our current army, this is a weakness in their position. Despite Turtleman's advanced gameplay techniques, the outcome of the game is already very clear, even before the Wailing Ruin. Seeing this, I give him one last chance to fight his beastly impulses and overcome his shackles. This isn't the time to fight. Paternally, I remind him of his situation and provide perspective. I train a cloak on my surrounded city. The infiltrations are to begin, but he can spare himself the pain and any number of cruel indignities by simply resigning here and now. From this day on, remember the turtle man who died this day, and forget the beast he left in his place. In this moment, he relinquished humanity in exchange for pain. A pain I was more capable of delivering than I'd ever been in my entire life. My warriors team up in the east to keep him off the village. My cloak strikes the center of the map. The red Jin gates of hell unleash fury, manifest in his advancing army. However, there's nothing really going on. In this moment, he is merely a wounded beast, thrashing about aimlessly, struggling for no reason, like a chicken persisting even with its head cut off, or a fish deprived of water, floundering about pointlessly. In an attempt to strengthen his position, he gets border growth on both of his cities, like a gorilla beating its chest, unaware that these large borders make them perfect targets for my cloaks and my retribution. On the 14th day of battle, my cloaks land an important siege. Meanwhile, my other cloaks huddle together. As it would turn out, my cloaks share their final embrace, the hug of death. For how long must we suffer these cruel inhumanities? Without hope for reconciling our differences, I tear into my rival, a cloak on the capital, a cloak on the city below it. A defender's siege. The game is over. Unable to bear this burden any longer, he resigns. This was the last I ever saw of the 01 Turtle Man, but the legacy of the beast lives on. The cries of those slain cloaks still yearning to inflict more harm on the world. Anyways, what a game. I mean, look at this tech tree, right? No archers, no riders, no roads, just diplomacy, whaling, and a dream.